Logan Paul is one of the most popular and influential content creators on the platform. From joining the WWE to creating the most successful YouTuber-owned company ever made, he has no doubt accomplished a lot. But with that being said, he is also one of, if not the most, controversial creators as well. In December 2017, he faced global backlash for a video that was filmed in the Aokigahara forest, which is located in Japan. This forest is unfortunately the most popular place for in the entire country, with hundreds of people attempting to take their own lives here every single year. Logan, while visiting Japan, decided it would be a great idea to vlog himself and his friends venturing into it with the hopes of finding someone dead there. Unfortunately, this is exactly what happened, but rather than handling this situation in a sensitive way, he instead filmed the dead man and was very disrespectful, making awful jokes about the horrible situation. After he uploaded this video, there was obviously much outrage, with many people, popular celebrities and journalists as well, condemning his actions. This prompted YouTube to take action, in which they ensured that the video would be deleted and would cut him off from all projects that they were working on him with. Logan eventually apologized, in which he claims his actions were misguided, and he only made jokes about the situation as a coping mechanism. After a brief hiatus, he returned to content creation, but his reputation was significantly damaged, and this incident became a defining low point in his career. Over time, he was able to slowly build his reputation up into a more positive light, but that was all for naught, as he had another significant controversy a few years later. On December 16th, 2022, YouTuber CoffeeZilla, who is known for exposing scammers, uploaded a huge video that went over the 2021 NFT game called CryptoZoo created by Logan Paul, which promised users rewards for buying and trading virtual eggs that would eventually hatch into animals. Unfortunately, this project was filled with issues, and many buyers claimed that they couldn't interact with their NFTs or withdraw their funds, leading to accusations that the project was a scam. Fans and investors who trusted Logan felt betrayed as they lost significant money, and initially, Logan dismissed their concerns, but after this video was released, he acknowledged the issues and promised to refund everyone, but as of today, that still has not happened. CoffeeZilla has made multiple videos about this topic, going into extreme detail, so if you haven't yet watched them, make sure to go check those out. Anyways, the increasingly positive reception of Logan at the time all went to shit, and this tainted his career yet again, though he still has many loyal supporters overall. He has been in multiple other controversies over the years as well, but these are no doubt two of the largest, and they had major implications on his online perception, with many now viewing him in a negative light. Felix Kjellberg, more popularly known as PewDiePie, was once the largest YouTuber of all time, and during the height of his career, he faced two major controversies that have caused significant online debates. The first major incident took place in February 2017, where Felix posted a video that featured two men holding up a sign that said "Death to all Jews," which he had paid them to do on the website known as Fiverr. This video was part of a satirical skit intended to showcase the absurdity of the things people will do for money online. However, this video led many who were not familiar with him believing he was promoting anti-Semitism. Major media outlets, such as the Wall Street Journal, reported on the controversy, with them using biased language to promote the idea that Felix is anti-Semitic, and this led to him being dropped from his YouTube partnerships, as well as YouTube canceling plans for other projects that they were working on Felix with. And although his fanbase understood that he was just making an immature and edgy joke, many people looking in didn't see it that way. Felix himself also made a response claiming it was just a joke, but also agreed that it did indeed cross the line. Many people also believe that this incident is a major reason why the 2017 adpocalypse occurred, where a massive amount of advertisers started to withdraw from showing their ads on YouTube, as at the time, they most likely believed it was a horrible look to stay advertising on a platform where the largest content creator on it is seemingly spreading anti-Semitism and hatred. Anyways, later that year in September, Felix had an even more shocking controversy, as during the live stream on the game PUBG, he was frustrated by something that happened in the game, and in response, he blurted out the N-word. This incident obviously caused immediate backlash, with critics accusing him of being racially insensitive and irresponsible given his extremely large influence. Felix quickly apologized, acknowledging that it was inexcusable and reflective of a problem in himself, rather than blaming the heat of the moment, and because of this, most of his fans were proudly able to support him. With that being said, these two incidents are very controversial, and even though his long-term career wasn't affected too badly, these incidents no doubt had an impact on him, but honestly, it might have been for the better, as they seem to have helped him grow a lot as a person, and now, he is loved by pretty much everyone, especially because of how reflective and self-aware he is, and being able to admit whenever he did something that was wrong. Jimmy Donaldson, who everyone knows as MrBeast, is the largest YouTuber on the platform by far, and while he managed to avoid mainstream controversy for many years, he has faced quite a bit as of recently. The first controversial incident occurred around 2 months ago, where Ava Tyson, who used to be known as Chris, was one of Jimmy's best friends, who had appeared in a large chunk of his videos for many years, and she was exposed for engaging in inappropriate conversations with a minor years prior. Although the messages that were leaked on Twitter are very old, Ava was at the time a legal adult, interacting with young teenagers, having sexually charged conversations with them. Ava was also exposed for being a supporter of Shadbase, who is a NSFW artist that was known to draw children in inappropriate ways, and Ava had even bought one of these pieces of his art in the past, proudly hanging hanging it up on her wall. She claims that all this was done as an edgy joke, but whether that is or isn't true, it is no doubt very weird, and she should not have a large platform whatsoever out of safety for the children. Thankfully, Jimmy kicked her out of the MrBeast team, but many believe that there is no way that he didn't know about her actions, as he would frequently go to her house in the past, which is where the shad-based art was hung up. With that being said, most people don't fault Jimmy in any way in this situation, as he may not have been aware of the extent of how strange she was when it comes to interacting with minors. The next controversy, which is still ongoing, occurred very shortly after the Ava situation, where a YouTuber named Dogpack404 has uploaded multiple videos claiming he was an employee for MrBeast, allegedly exposing many things that the MrBeast team has done, which involves illegal lotteries, faking videos, predatory advertising, gaslighting, and more. Whether these allegations are true or not, he brings in a lot of insightful information, and many believe them to be true, which has brought a lot of hate towards Jimmy's way. Dogpack doesn't seem to be done, and although he might face legal consequences if he uploads more videos about this situation in the future, it seems like he still has more to say. There is a lot of information that is highlighted in these videos, so if you haven't watched them already, definitely go check them out. Jimmy has yet to respond to these allegations, but popular YouTuber Ludwig claims that Jimmy has informed him that he will be making a response whenever all the allegations are done being released, as Jimmy claims he wants to make one large response going over everything, rather than going back and forth and having to make multiple responses. So we will just have to wait and see how this all eventually unfolds. Dream is by far the largest Minecraft YouTuber of all time, and although his career on the platform isn't too old, he has been through multiple controversies, with many of them either being completely blown out of proportion or just not even true at all. I will be discussing the two largest controversies that he's been involved with, but as you can see on the YouTuber wiki page, he has had quite a few. Even though he hasn't done anything truly wrong, a lot of people don't like him due to how he has interacted with his viewers in the past, with many claiming he has often fed into their parasocial behavior, and overall, many believe he isn't a good influence on them, especially since a lot of them are pretty young. With that being said, these pre-established views on him most definitely fueled the push for people jumping on controversies against him, even if they were not backed by any evidence whatsoever. The first incident I will discuss doesn't really highlight this well, since there actually was some evidence that seemed to be truthful, but it occurred in December 2020, where a head moderator on the website speedrun.com made a video claiming that Dream cheated on his Minecraft speedrunning streams. Although this might not seem like a big deal to anyone who isn't into the game or speedrunning in general, it no doubt was at the time. Dream was eventually able to clear everything up in his later responses, where he admits that he found out he was accidentally playing on a modified version of the game to help him out, and because of this, he removed his speedruns from the website, stating that he will not submit any more in the future either. The next controversy, which was no doubt more popular, occurring more recently towards the end of 2023, involved allegations of Dream grooming minors and having sexually charged conversations with them. Although there was absolutely no proof of this ever happening, besides low-quality Snapchat videos of people claiming the messages were sent from Dream, these allegations spread like wildfire, and it seemed like the majority of people jumped on the hate bandwagon simply because they just don't like Dream as a person. Eventually, he was able to clear everything up, where he released a video on December 19th, 2023, responding to these allegations, and although he got a lot of support after this video was released, this no doubt had an impact on his career, with many people still believing that he is a groomer or PDF file to this very day. Bryant Moreland, who is better known as EDP445, was a YouTuber who mainly made videos revolving around the Philadelphia football team and also covering other comedic topics, which were used in countless memes for years on end. He was exposed in April 2021 for being a PDF file, as a group of two YouTubers who went by the name Predator Poachers met up with Bryant in public, in which Bryant believed he was going to be meeting a 13-year-old girl instead. They confronted him on sexually charged conversations that he had with what he believed to be a minor, and at the time, Bryant was around 30 years old, in which he was attempting to meet up with a 13-year-old girl to have sex. In this very video, he was confronted in person, and he didn't even deny it. They also highlighted the fact that he sent a picture of his penis and video of him masturbating and ejaculating. And all this information is of course beyond disgusting, and obviously when this video released, he was instantly met with only backlash. No one supported him after this, other than a few PDF files, and he was banned from pretty much all social media platforms. Unfortunately, he was never put behind bars for this, nor has he done time for the other encounters in which he believed he was talking to minors, as yes, there have been multiple more since, but fortunately, he now has much less reach after being banned from most platforms, and hopefully there will be no more victims in the future by this sick freak. Over the years, he has tried making multiple comebacks, and even attempted to claim that it was all just method acting for a role that he was aiming for, which supposedly involved him being a PDF file in a movie or something like that, but obviously no one believed it. Since then, his legacy has now become even more of a joke than it already was, with many YouTubers such as Gideon and Moist Critical often making references about him and this situation, making sure everyone remembers how much of a horrible person this guy truly is. IShowSpeed is one of the largest live streamers of all time, and although he is loved by many, he has had many controversies. One of the most shocking, which occurred on December 13th, 2021, during a live dating show on Adin Ross's Twitch stream, involved Speed asking an Instagram model if she would reproduce with him in order to keep the human population going if they were the last two humans on Earth. The Instagram model responded, and in an attempt to be shocking and comedic, Speed repeatedly asked her, "Who's gonna stop me?" indicating that he would force himself on her, regardless if she consented or not. Later in this stream, he also called her a bitch and an ugly fucking cunt. Then he yelled at her, proclaiming he masturbated to her every single day, then proceeded to talk badly about her. This incident went viral on social media, and many claimed that his actions were creepy and sexist. Many of Speed's fans quickly jumped to his defense, stating that he was only 16 years old at the time, and that they were just shocking and edgy jokes. With that being said, Speed was permanently banned from Twitch after this, which he actually streamed on often, and resulted in him primarily streaming on YouTube, and this actually seemed to be a lot more beneficial for him anyways. Another controversy that occurred nearly 2 years later, in November 2022, Speed brought a Cristiano Ronaldo impersonator onto his stream to advertise a PlayStation 5 giveaway. However, none of the consoles were actually given away, and the stream was actually done to promote Paradox Crypto, which was exposed for being a scam. Speed was quick to apologize to his viewers, claiming the stream and promotion was a mistake, but many don't believe his apology was actually genuine. Nonetheless, Speed has only continued to grow more and more since these incidents, and because it seems like he never had any truly negative intentions, he has been met with a lot of support by most people over the years. Shane Dawson is an old school YouTuber who, for a long time during his early career, was known for making shocking jokes and edgy skits. Over the years, he continued to grow in subscribers, especially as his content shifted and his personality became a lot more politically correct. But with that growth, there were many new supporters that had no idea about what type of person he was before his change. In September 2014, a YouTuber known as Francesca Ramsey criticized Shane for making jokes about minorities, using the N-word and also doing blackface, in which he apologized in a response video, and also stating that he viewed the controversy as a learning experience. Years later in 2018, another controversy occurred regarding comments that he made about being a PDF file from a podcast episode he did in 2013, but he later apologized for these jokes as well, stating that they were indeed unacceptable and were just meant to be shocking. These same jokes were brought up again a year later in March 2019, as well as comments that he made during that same podcast about engaging in bestiality with his cat. Although these jokes got brought up numerous times over the years, they never impacted his career too much. That is until June 2020, where these incidents were brought up yet again, as well as new information which wasn't highlighted very much in the past, such as Shane at one point asking one of his young fans to twerk while on a Omegle, and also acting like he was masturbating to a poster of Willow Smith, who at the time was only 11 years old. Shane made a video around this time apologizing yet again and claiming he wanted to take full accountability, but unfortunately for him, this controversy had major implications on his career, with many of his viewers not engaging with him anymore, Target removing his published books from its shelves, and YouTube suspending his monetization on all of his channels for a limited amount of time. Although this was a major controversy for him and he lost a lot of his supporters, he still pulls in millions of views on his recent videos, and although they don't perform anywhere as well as they used to, the support he still gets is very shocking to see. Keemstar, who is known for creating Drama Alert, is one of the most controversial YouTubers of all time. Long before he found success on YouTube, he was a live streamer on Blog TV, and in 2010, while in an argument with a black man named Alex, Keemstar called him the N-word numerous times. Although this incident is the most notorious when it comes to his racist moments, he had quite a lot during this period, where he would often make racist jokes against all types of minorities, using many different slurs when he felt necessary. This controversy was brought up countless times over the years since, and was especially used as a talking point in 2016, when many YouTubers made videos exposing the awful things he has done during his time as a content creator. In early 2016, Keemstar uploaded a Drama Alert episode where he accused a RuneScape Twitch streamer known as RS Glory and Gold of being a PDF file, but he made a horrible mistake as he confused him with a completely different person. Although Keemstar apologized for this and deleted the video, it didn't matter to most people, as this innocent old man was harassed by Keem's fans right after the episode was released. Years later in April 2019, Keemstar uploaded an interview with YouTuber known as Etika, who at the time was showcasing unstable behavior in the weeks prior to the interview. And in this video, Keemstar questioned his actions. Etika claimed that life was just a video game and that death means nothing, with Keem responding to this statement, asking the question, then why live? Going on to say if life is just a simulation, then who cares if you just jumped off a cliff? Although Keemstar did not actually want Etika to genuinely hurt himself in any way, many people criticized his actions in these crucial moments, as it was obvious Etika was not mentally well off whatsoever. 2 months after this interview, Etika unfortunately took his own life, and this is where Keem faced major backlash, as he could have handled the situation way more delicately. When it comes to Keemstar, there are countless controversies, but these are just a few of the bigger ones that have occurred. Recently, he has stepped away from uploading videos on the Drama Alert YouTube channel, instead focusing on his Twitter and Snapchat presence, and he still gets millions of interactions every single month. Cenat is one of the biggest Twitch streamers of all time, and although he is beloved by many, he has gone through a few controversies in recent years. On January 5th, 2023, Kai was accused by a TikToker, Jovi Pina, of downplaying and refusing to help her after she was allegedly raped at a New Year's Eve party he had hosted. She claimed that at some point she asked Kai if she could leave the party, and he suggested that she go sleep in the upstairs room due to her being drunk. Jovi claims that someone else who was at the party entered the room she was in and brutally raped her while she was asleep. She accused Kai of not adequately responding to her when she questioned him about the man, with her and many speculating he was covering up for him because they were friends. Kai responded on stream claiming that the reason he didn't respond was because he went to contact the police and his lawyers. Months later, on August 4th, Kai went through another controversy as he announced he would be giving away gaming consoles, computers, and other electronics in person at Union Square in New York City. A crowd quickly began to gather, with a riot starting not long after. This resulted in cars being damaged, rioters climbing on buildings and statues, fireworks being used, and objects being thrown towards police officers. The riot concluded with 13 injuries, 9 towards Kai's fans and 4 towards police officers, and Union Square was left vandalized, with 65 people being arrested, including Kai. He was charged with a felony first-degree riot causing public injury and damage, 2 misdemeanors, 2 counts of inciting a riot, and 2 counts of unlawful assembly. Later in May 2024, the charges were dropped against Kai in exchange for an apology and $57,000 in restitution. Although he obviously only had positive intentions, how he conducted this event was horrible, but pretty much everyone has forgiven him, as he seems to have learned from this situation and now knows how to properly hold meet and greets in the future. Dr. Disrespect was one of the largest Twitch streamers, but mysteriously, he was banned from Twitch in 2020, with absolutely no one other than Doc and the people who worked at Twitch knowing why. He eventually started streaming on YouTube, maintaining a popular career for years on end, until recently, where the true reasons on why he was banned was finally exposed. On June 21st, 2024, a former Twitch employee publicly revealed the reason why Doc was banned on Twitter. He alleged that Doc had sent sexually explicit text to a minor through the Twitch Whispers feature, which was basically like a DM, and that he planned to meet the minor at the upcoming TwitchCon. Shortly after these allegations came out, the companies working with Doc began to distance themselves from him. Doc initially denied the allegations, stating that nothing illegal was found, but the day after he stated this, he claimed he was going to be taking a break from streaming. A few days later, on June 25th, he would post a tweet admitting to communicating with a minor over Whispers, and states that their conversations, quote, would sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, end quote. Doc denied that he engaged in any illegal activity and also didn't send illicit photos, but the fact that he engaged with a minor in any sort of inappropriate way, especially as a man in his late 30s, with a wife and a child, was no doubt enough for anyone, friends or not, to call him out. Recently, Doc has hinted on Twitter that he will soon be making a return, and seems to be implying that there is more that we don't know. It's pretty much impossible for him to get anyone on his side after this, other than fellow PDF files, especially since he directly admitted to interacting with a minor in this way, but we'll just have to wait and see how this all unfolds in the following months. LeafyIsHere was a very popular YouTuber around 2016 who made commentary videos where he would criticize pretty much anything and everything over CSGO gameplay. He is considered to be one of, if not the most, influential personalities among the commentary community, and although he wasn't a great person overall back then, he was no doubt a lot better than what he would later become in more recent years. Due to his content at the time revolving around pretty much cyberbullying people and discussing drama, he no doubt was in a lot of controversy, but he was still favorable overall, especially since he took a stand against Keemstar at the height of his career, who most people viewed as a way worse person compared to Leafy at the time. Not long after this situation, his career would take a dramatic turn, where YouTuber iDubbbz, who was known for all types of content, but especially his Content Cop series, which were basically just well-made and thought-out expose videos, dropped one on Leafy, and this video gained about 50 million views before it was eventually deleted years later. When this video came out, the public perception of Leafy changed greatly, as iDubbbz highlighted how insecure Leafy is and how lazy and repetitive his content is. Leafy began to lose many subscribers after this, and eventually, he stopped uploading videos altogether towards the end of 2017, as his views and subscriber count dwindled over time. With that being said, the changing landscape of YouTube in 2017 is most likely what led to Leafy losing viewership, as they probably promoted him way less, due to him being one of the most popular controversial figures on the platform, and it seems like they were wanting to get away from that. Anyways, him leaving the platform left many wishing for him to return, even those who stopped watching his videos, and after years of being absent online, he finally did, but he was even more toxic and hateful than ever before. In 2020, he would create numerous videos harassing other content creators such as H3H3 Productions and Pokimane, and after saying some pretty hateful things, his channel was taken down by YouTube. He would then make attempts to ban evade and also switch to other platforms, but would eventually be banned again due to continuing to spread hate. As the years went on from 2020 to 2023, Leafy he would increasingly spread far-right hateful ideology on Twitter and Rumble, dedicating a large chunk of his content to being racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, and transphobic, even calling for the deaths of people in these groups. Although this new following he gathered was much smaller than before, those who did support him were very dedicated and hateful individuals who shared similar views as him, which was extremely alarming. Thankfully, he was banned on Twitter and has now been inactive from the internet for about a year or so. He hopefully will never return again, but seeing that he's come crawling back looking for attention again and again over the years, that might unfortunately be what happens in the future, so only time will tell. James Charles is a huge content creator that focuses on covering and reviewing anything related to makeup, with him now having about 24 million subscribers. He has gone through two major controversies, with the first one not really being all that serious, but I will discuss it anyways. In 2019, Tati Westbrook, a fellow makeup YouTuber, uploaded a video accusing James of disloyalty and attempting to seduce a heterosexual man with the knowledge of the man's sexuality. Other YouTubers, such as Jeffree Star, confirmed her claims, and James became the first YouTuber to lose 1 million subscribers in 24 hours. He then uploaded an apology video to Tati, which became one of the most disliked videos on YouTube before it was deleted. Eventually, he would post another video, and here he directly addressed the comments made by Tati, which led to renewed online support for James and criticism of Tati instead. She later removed the original video and, in 2020, posted a follow-up video in which she stated that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson manipulated her into making the original video. Although the actions of Tati, Jeffree, and others were disgusting here, it is hilarious how fast viewers switched up, with this situation showcasing how dangerous cancel culture and false allegations can be, as James could have easily lost his entire career over this. Anyways, onto a more serious controversy. In February 2021, a 16-year-old boy posted a video to TikTok alleging that James had groomed him by sending him nude photos and pressuring him into sexting with him despite knowing his age. James responded to the video with a tweet denying the grooming accusations and stating that the boy initially claimed to be 18 years old. Over the next month, other underage boys accused James of sending unsolicited nude photos and pressuring them into sexting with him, and in April 2021, James posted a video where he states that he sent sexually explicit messages to two different people, both who were under the age of 18, though he denied knowing that they were underage at the time. He called his past behavior reckless and apologized to the boys involved. Later that month, a makeup company he worked with cut business ties with him, and YouTube temporarily demonetized his channel. He returned to YouTube months later, and in a 2023 interview, he denied being a groomer and says that any other person alleging him of messaging them is lying, as several other people have accused him of doing so over the years, posting screenshots along with their statements. There is no proof of any of these other incidents being real, and it seems like this hasn't been pushed any further since. Although James faced severe accusations and pretty much committed multiple crimes, he has been forgiven by a large number of people, still gaining hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of views on his videos today. Tana Mongeau is for some reason the only woman I will discuss in this video, but she is no doubt a very controversial person. Her first major controversy occurred at the beginning of 2017 after she had made a tweet directed at iDubbbz, calling him out for his frequent use of the N-word and saying that he should take his own life. In response to this, iDubbbz went to one of her meet and greets and took a picture with her, telling her to say the N-word while smiling at the camera. He did this all for a content cop video which he uploaded shortly after, and in this video, he highlights Tana's hypocrisy by showing past clips of her using the N-word, stating that the way in which he uses the word is in a comedic context, whereas when she used it, it was mean-spirited. Tana directly responded to this point, claiming she didn't stand by it and didn't know the weight of what she was saying, as she was indeed very young at the time. He also highlights many other problems regarding her and her content, and for a long time, this video had a major impact on her career, as she wasn't a super large YouTuber, and this video had gained over 35 million views. With that being said, this controversy wasn't that bad for her in comparison to what would take place about a year or so later, where she hosted a convention known as TanaCon. On June 22nd, 2018, about 4,000 to 5,000 people attended, and the convention was not capable of holding that many people. It was reported that many individuals passed out because of the heat while waiting to get inside, and they were not provided with any food or water. This event was shut down due to safety concerns, and thousands of fans were very unhappy as they bought tickets to attend, with many of them demanding refunds. Tana quickly apologized for this and stated that everyone would be refunded, and although she received backlash for not properly handling this event, it didn't have that much of an impact on her career, as she still gets millions of views per video today. Brian Lee, more popularly known as RiceGum, was a very large YouTuber around 2016 and 2017. He has some similarities to LeafyIsHere, as they were both very popular around this time, and their content was focused on more negatively driven topics, such as cyberbullying and drama. Brian was known for his diss tracks, which he popularized on YouTube at the time, inspiring many other content creators to make their own over the following years. He would also often flex his lavish lifestyle in egotistical ways, with many people also critiquing him for this. iDubbbz was one of these individuals, as he dropped a content cop on him, and this video gained around 50 million views. Although Brian lost around 50,000 subscribers initially after this video was released, his career didn't take that much of a dip, mostly because his audience was widely different from iDubbbz's. Brian would still gain hate comments and dislikes from iDubbbz's viewers, but it didn't have much of an impact on him overall. In this video, video, iDose covers a lot of different things, but a major highlight was an insensitive joke Brian made towards a woman he had on his livestream. The girl was discussing how she was raped in the past, and Brian, in an attempt to be shocking and funny, asked her, "Did it feel good though?" which is obviously a horrible thing to ask a rape victim. Anyways, Brian would still gain millions of views and support from his viewers as time went on. Adin Ross is the final content creator that I will discuss in this video, but he is definitely not the best person. He was one of the most influential and popular Twitch streamers in the early 2020s, but was banned on February 25th, 2023 due to the hateful conduct policy on the platform. At the time, Adin was multi-streaming on Kick, which was a new live streaming platform meant to rival Twitch, and it is owned by the company Stake, which is a gambling website that often sponsored Adin before gambling content was banned at Twitch. These gambling streams Adin would promote to his younger fans was also a controversial moment, but nothing compared to what would happen following his Twitch ban. Anyways, Kick at the time was being promoted as a free speech platform where anything goes, as long as it's not too extreme or anything illegal. And because of this, all forms of hatred were allowed on the platform. Adin's chat was filled with anti-Semitism and racism, and he showed his chat on the stream, which was against Twitch's policies, as they do not allow any form of hatred on their platform. He was then permanently banned from Twitch, and since then, now streaming primarily on Kick. Over the years, he has befriended the extremely controversial Andrew Tate, who pushes out misogynistic, racist, and narcissistic views, and Adin even openly supports Andrew during his ongoing human trafficking investigation against him and his brother. Since befriending him, Adin has leaned more and more into the far right, spreading homophobic and transphobic ideology, and at one point in a stream saying that his pronouns are kill/them, and how trans people make the world a shittier place. He has also brought on white supremacist Nick Fuentes onto his stream, and despite claiming he is reforming and will no longer be spreading any more hateful dialogue in his attempt to get unbanned from Twitch, he still continues to do so, which means he probably will never be unbanned from the platform. Even though he still has many supporters and lots of respected content creators are friends with him, he has definitely spread a lot of hate and is overall pretty controversial now, with his public reception outside of his followers and friends changing quite a bit from the once comedic and pretty good person who he used to be seen as. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts on everything I discussed are, and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this in the future. Thank you again, and goodbye.